Most people believe that if manifestation isn't working, the problem must be their mindset. Maybe they think they're not positive enough, not consistent enough, or not visualizing correctly. But what if the issue goes deeper than that? What if the real problem isn't what you think, but the state your brain is in every single day? Imagine trying to focus, visualize, or feel something real while your mind is constantly jumping from one thought to another. That's not a lack of belief. That's a brain stuck in a state of overload. And if that's true, then no matter how many affirmations you repeat, you're working against your own mental patterns instead of with them. This changes the entire perspective on why so many people feel stuck, even when they are genuinely trying to improve their mindset and their lives. Think about how your mind feels during a normal day. Notifications, stress, responsibilities, overthinking. All of these keep your brain operating in a high alert mode. In this state, your thoughts move faster, your attention becomes fragmented, and your ability to stay present becomes weaker. Now imagine trying to visualize your goals or focus deeply while your brain is still in that same state. It's like trying to relax while running. The conditions simply don't match the goal. Many people don't realize that before clarity, focus, or manifestation can happen, the brain itself needs to shift into a different rhythm. Slower, calmer, more stable. Without that shift, even the best techniques can feel ineffective. Not because they don't work, but because the mental environment isn't prepared for them to work. What makes this even more interesting is that most people are trying to solve a mental state problem using only conscious effort. They try to force focus, force visualization, and force clarity, without realizing that the brain doesn't respond well to force when it's already overloaded. The more pressure you apply, the more resistance you tend to create internally. That's why so many people start motivated, but quickly feel frustrated, distracted, or mentally drained. It's not because they lack discipline. It's because their brain is operating in a mode that isn't designed for deep focus or creative thinking. Understanding this changes everything, because it shifts the question from, how do I try harder, to how do I create the right state for this to actually work? This is where the idea of brain states becomes important. Your brain naturally shifts between different patterns throughout the day, depending on stress, focus, and environment. Faster patterns are linked to survival mode, reacting, thinking quickly, solving immediate problems. Slower patterns, on the other hand, are connected to creativity, imagination, and deeper focus. These are the states where ideas flow more easily and where visualization feels more real instead of forced. The challenge is that most people rarely access these states intentionally. They happen by accident, maybe during a quiet moment, a walk, or just before sleep. So the real question becomes, what if there were ways to enter that state more consistently instead of waiting for it to happen randomly? There are different approaches people use to reach that kind of mental state. Meditation is one of the most common, but not everyone finds it easy. Some people struggle to quiet their thoughts, while others find it difficult to stay consistent. That's why tools designed to guide the brain into a calmer rhythm have started gaining attention. Instead of relying only on willpower, these tools attempt to create the right conditions for focus and clarity. One example is the use of sound-based methods that aim to influence how the brain responds to certain frequencies. The idea is not to replace effort or discipline, but to support the process by helping the mind slow down enough to actually engage with what you're trying to do. Another important point to consider is that clarity and focus are not things you simply decide to have. They are states you enter, and those states depend heavily on how your brain is functioning in that moment. If your mind is filled with noise, stress, and constant stimulation, it becomes much harder to access deeper levels of thinking or imagination. But when the brain slows down, even slightly, something shifts. Thoughts become more organized, ideas connect more easily, and focus starts to feel natural instead of forced. This is why many people report their best ideas coming when they are relaxed, not when they are under pressure. It's also why creating the right mental environment can be more powerful than trying to push through resistance. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right but still not seeing results, it might be worth looking at this from a different angle. Not as a failure of mindset, but as a mismatch between your mental state and your intention. There are tools designed to help shift that state, and some of them focus specifically on using sound to guide the brain into a more relaxed and focused pattern. If you want to understand how one of these tools works and how it's being used in the context of focus and manifestation, there's a full breakdown on the channel where everything is explained in detail. Sometimes changing results isn't about trying harder. It's about creating the right conditions for your mind to finally work in your favor.